We are back for another week. This is The Ring with Arena Australis. I am Fish on a Heater. This is Dr. Trotter giggling away because this is take number 3 of the video. This is a format where we take a carryover champion from somewhere in Australia or New Zealand and we pit them against a challenger in a meta of their choosing. They play 5 battles, and whoever wins the most battles will become the new king of the ring. Dr. Trotter, who are we going to see this week?
Yeah, so this week we've got a returning champion who is also a previous champion. So come back on top, Epic Cactus, able to take out the Battle of Tasmania, beating Crusader last week. So shout out to DJ Blaze for filling in for me, appreciate that. And he's coming up against a Melburnian battler who I haven't faced before, GlisteningViper. So really looking forward to seeing how these two duke it out. And Fish, we've got a bit of a different. We haven't seen this type of format before. This is something new coming out, right?
Yeah, this is a completely new format of competitive PvP that was developed by a Sylph guide in the US. It's called the Specialist Cup, and the way it works is you've got a number of different classes, so like Ace Trainer, Ranger, Hiker, and they've all got 3 types associated with each of them. So the Ace Trainer, for example, is fire, water, grass. So any team you construct has to have those 3 types. So yeah, it's really cool. They've developed this whole competitive system about it.
Yeah, no, it sounds really fun. I think there's a beauty type. I mean, out of the 2 of us, we picked that one, right?
That's definitely all you.
Yeah, 100%.
What I actually did, because this is a brand new concept, and we're all about building PvP as a sport in general, what I've done is I caught up with the creator of this format, Mr. Dr. Pants is his name, and just asked him just a bit about what this format's all about and how to get involved.
Sounds good.
So I'm here with Mr. Dr. Pants. How you doing, Dr. Pants?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really well, man. We've brought you on to talk about the Specialist Cup, which is a new format you've created. Just let us know what it is about. How does it all work?
Yeah, so how does it all work is, turns out that's a loaded question, but
Yeah,
the main idea is... The main idea is that how do you, as a creator of multiple disciplines, as a creator of multiple disciplines, the way I view things is what is the question and what is the product is the answer to a question, and then does the product properly answer the question, or did it get distracted by something else?
Mm-hmm.
And so I see people post on Twitter all the time about blah 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 GBL versus Sylph this, GBL versus Sylph that, and to me, that's not the right question. The question is not, is Pokemon have to be GBL or Sylph? I don't think it does. Sylph runs into the issue... Well, they both run into the issue where the games are the same game over and over and over again. If you're in GBL, it's Azu, Reggie, Altaria, or I guess G-Fisk now. If you're in Sylph, some metas, we get maybe 3 metas through the entire season that have enough room that every game you play could be a little different. I'm thinking Sorceress Cup and Twilight Cup are good examples of that. But most of the time, it's just the same teams over and over and over, so you're just playing the same game for a month. So in this meta, instead of everybody battles Ranger or Ace Trainer or Beauty, each player chooses a class. It could be the same as someone else, depending on the format of the tournament. But each player chooses a class and builds your team off of that.
How do you decide which types should go together?
It starts. I try and pick 2 that are thematically together, based off I don't know, a D&D class, or some other game that has a class that is like this, or I want this class to be really tanky, and they might not, so I have to keep that, the play style of that class being this class is tankier and has less offensive options. Something like Ace Trainer is just, besides the fact that it is just the 3 starter types, it's also pretty neutral across the board. You have options to play it in several different ways, but it also does, because of the typings you have, can lead to a little bit more of an RPS system. So GBL players might really drawn to Ace Trainer because of the Pokemon available. having Hiker, I think, gives you options to be the tankier one, and then so it's always like pick two that are thematic, and then the third one has to cover you somehow. Our Discord has it set up so that there is a blind pick mode and a draft mode, and it's all set up that you can play it like GBL, so you can just go onto Discord. There's a reaction roll bot that works as like an online offline, and then you can ping anyone else or receive pings from anyone who's also like online looking to battle.
Yeah, and so is the blind and draft formats, are they scored on different leaderboards, or are they all kind of lumped in together?
Yeah, so the leaderboards will be going up soon. Officially, they are not out yet, but we have to finish some of the bots.
Mm-hmm.
But the leaderboards will be different. Blind pick will not be a leaderboard. That's just like practice, because a blind pick is never going to be competitive. Sorry, GBL players. It can be fun. It can be fun, and it can be an accomplishment to get to a certain point, but it's not competitive. So draft mode will be ranked, blind will be unranked, and then tournaments.
So your first season's going just for 2 months, November and December. Is that the plan for future seasons, or is that just kind of like a GBL preseason kind of issue?
Yeah, so I think we're definitely going to run season 1 for those 2 months. There's like a little bit of an off-season sort of thing in the middle, but we're also planning on during that like off-season for like a week or 2 in January for it to also be like the championship season. So depending on how people do throughout like various tournaments, there's the 2 on the list that are 2 on the poster that are listed as like the official qualifiers, but we're going to have other tournaments and ways to climb the leaderboard, so you can get an invite based off other things that aren't just your performance in those 2. Yeah, it's not Sylph or GBL, it's a little bit of both, and the entire game, but people focus too much on the fact that like Sylph is always going to be, you get a set of metas, and then GBL is open meta or condensed meta, but it's no one's ever asked, can you run multiple metas at the same time? Like, everyone just kind of accepted that Sylph and GBL were the ways to go, and that, like, some people just could not understand the concept, actually, of what if people are playing different metas. They're like, but no. But why not? Like, here it is. It's working. It's happening. Like,
yeah,
I did it.
We did it. Here it is.
Better. Like, someone else will do it better.
So if people want to join, it's just the Discord server. Is that right?
Right now, it is just a Discord server. Everything is run through, like, pretty much run through React role bots, and then you can, like, if you're online, you can hit the online bot. You can choose what you want to queue up for, and then you tag people, and whoever else is online can be like, it's the same as pretty much the Go Stadium bot,
right,
but split into the different, like, sections.
All right, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
We're back. And with that all said and done, Dr. Trotter, these are the teams that have been picked for tonight. So, Epic Cactus has gone with the Scientist class. So, that was the one with Electric, Normal, and Steel typing. And GlisteningViper has gone with the Ace Trainer. So, that is the RPS, the Fire, Water, Grass. Take a look at these teams and tell me what you think. How do these 2 match up?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And in the rock, paper, scissors of the Ace Trainer, only 1 fire Pokemon picked, but 3 water Pokemon. And all 3 water Pokemon bulk city, right?
Right.
Dugong, Azu, Alola have like bulk to burn. And compared to Epic Cactus's electricity counters, which light up quite nicely, very squishy. So, could be very intriguing in seeing how that plays out. But I actually really liking that Berserker on Epic Cactus's team. That, even though it's also quite squishy, it could actually end up doing a lot of work. Super effective if it's got the Shadow Claw Night Slash against that AWAC. Gonna put in some work. Yeah, really like it. Really like it there.
The close combat can really do some work against that, the Ferrothorn and the Dugong as well.
Exactly. And if that Whimsicott is Charm, which we don't know what move it has yet, that's gonna not to do too much.
How often do you see Razor Leaf on a Whimsicott?
I have not seen it because you picked something else, right? You picked something that was a
Another
better
Razor
race
Leaper.
league.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Victory Bell. Like, come on.
I have seen it maybe once or twice in GBL or something, but yeah, definitely Charm is usually the way to go. With multiple steals on Epic Cactus's team, maybe Razor Leaf might. Well, I mean, Razor Leaf is only gonna really neutralize one of those matchups. The other one is still gonna resist the Razor Leaf. So yeah, we're probably looking at Charm there. That's the better move.
Yeah, I'd have to think so. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a match of bulk versus not so much bulk.
Yeah, this is firepower versus the wall. Let's see how we go. Glistening Viper being the wall in this play, and Cactus being the cannon. Let's get into the battles. This is battle number 1 between Cactus and Viper, and it is, wow, a great start for the champion in Cactus. It is the Noctowl, which is just going to tear shreds off of that Whimsicott. Now, this is the first battles that we do see with that new switching mechanic, and you can see they were both straight onto it. So the Dugong coming in for Viper, the Galvantula coming in for Epic Cactus. He's going straight for the lunge, which does not go shielded. Very big call by Viper, correctly predicting that the debuff would be coming first, because, you know, that happens a lot more often than not, Trotter.
Yeah, it does, and it's a massive call, and the right call. Now, is it going to be a Volt Switch down here, or is he going to throw the Discharge? Oh! I hate to see it. The Icy Wind just sneaking in there for Glistening Viper, forcing the shield. Surely it's got to be a farm down from now, right?
Well, is it going to make it? That's going to be a race. The Dugong gets there! Wow, look at that. Dugong managing to win switch advantage for Glistening Viper, and now Cactus has got to come in with either the Stunfisk or the Noctowl. Just one mud shot is enough, and now look at what Viper's got. That Whimsicott is effectively useless now. He knows that there's Noctowl in the back, but bringing it out now, deciding that is the better one to go in against than the Noctowl. And hopefully looking to match up the Azu with the Noctowl later in the battle, Trotter.
Yeah, it's definitely the right play there. Epic Cactus, though, could turn it around by storing up a little bit of extra energy, because Earthquake is reasonably devastating against an Azumarill. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to be able to get that extra energy and potentially land an Earthquake, and gets the first shield off of Glistening Viper here. Not wanting to go down yet, wanting to pressure with this Grass Knot. Grass Knot will do a fairly good chunk of damage, but I don't think it's going to be able to come close to taking it out here.
No, I don't think so either. Gets the shield, though.
Oh, the shield! Wow! Wow, and so with that shield there, he's like, all right, it's time. Whoa! And Noctowl!
What are you doing, Noctowl?
I mean, he's a bulky boy, so...
Yeah, it can take one Ice Beam, but it's not going to be able to take out the Azu with Sky Attacks before those Ice Beams come through. Look at that. There's the first Ice Beam. It's going to take one more after this. Even if the Noctowl gets to another Sky Attack, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah. It's going to do a fair chunk, and the thing is, it's going to be forced to throw a second charge move. He can't do it just with bubbles. Noctowl is bulky, and we can see those bubbles are doing a fair bit of damage, but I think you'll see that Noctowl will probably get to another Sky Attack if Glistening Viper chooses just to farm.
Yeah, so he's going to farm up a bit more energy, and it's clever for Viper keeping that shield there, because those mud shots from the Stunfisk are not going to do very much. So obviously looking to survive with the Azu long enough to be able to get to hopefully a Hydro Pump, probably not, maybe going to be an Ice Beam. Here it comes, we're going to find out. Gets to the Ice Beam, does not try and go further. So this Ice Beam is going to take out a reasonable chunk of the Stunfisk, is not going to take it out. So there's that last shield, there's the Ice Beam, and you'd think Viper is going to switch straight out into that Whimsicott afterwards, because he doesn't want to let the Stunfisk farm up with that Mud Shot.
Yeah, any more energy and this one's over.
He's going for it! He's going for it!
He's going for the bubble down. Wow, it's forced the energy here.
Yeah, wow.
I think we might see a charm down coming after this.
I think so. Cactus has thrown that energy. We think it's prematurely. The official stance of Dr. Trotter and Fish is that it was premature, but gets to the other rock slide! Oh, he manages to get there and gets that feint on the Whimsicott.
You can't count the Cactus out at all. My goodness. The G-Fisk putting in some serious work in that matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And just both players really working that energy side of things. That Azu built up as much energy as it could against the Noctowl before knocking that out. You saw the Stun Fisk build up a little bit of extra energy before firing its moves. Very interesting energy management from both players.
Yeah, and even after a big energy mismanagement from Epic Cactus on that Dugong, I bet if he has his time again against Dugong, he's just going to throw straight into those discharges because, yeah, he would have won. He would have taken that out with that first discharge. It would have been a big oos for
absolutely.
But a big fight back. You love to see it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Cactus did win the lead hard, but almost lost that one there with some of those plays. That was really high level play there. Let's go into battle number 2. Cactus is up 1-0, and this one's a much more even matchup. We got two very big tanks, Noctowl versus Aloe Momola, and straight away switching out with Glistening Viper, Vigoroth coming straight in to deal with that Ferrothorn. The Vigoroth can tank one Power Whip. The next one will faint. So next one is probably going to be shielded. Cactus is building up to that Bulldoze. Let's see if he goes for the bait first. He has tapped on the Body Slam.
Nice. I don't mind going for the bait here. Let's see if it pays
off.
Oh,
Gets the
it
shield.
Does. Because the thing is how Epic Cactus has to shield this, but he's still in a positive position now. So a really nice bait there. Keeps him in a nice neutral standing here. So gonna farm up.
I don't think he's going to be able to counter down though. I think that Power Whip's going to get there first. Oh, goes for the Body Slam. Very nice. That'll be the KO move for that one, and Cactus will be able to maintain that switch advantage.
Yeah, beautiful play. Much better energy management on that switching compared to last game. Really enjoy it. And what do you bring out here? Do you show your hand with that AWAC or not, Fish?
I would. It's going to be just such a massive counter. Even if it gets hit by a Bulldoze here, it can tank it. I would probably keep this shield here. Oh no, Viper is gone for that shield. So called it correctly. So now go for the farm down. Yep, go on.
Gets the farm down, but if you bring in a Noctowl, all of the charge moves AWAC have are useless. Everything's resisted.
And now, oh no, look at this. This is the worst situation. So you've got the Noctowl paired up against that Marowak, which, as you said, is just going to be double resisted on everything under the sun. And now this Raichu is just going to wild charge the absolute snot out of that Aloe Momola.
So I think we saw there that the cannon has beaten the wall in that matchup.
The wall has come crumbling down. Look at that damage. And look at how much more energy that Marowak has. It is all up to Noctowl.
He's got Nightshade on his Noctowl.
Oh, that is a good point. Okay. Sky Attack will do more damage though.
Yeah. Is it actually a better DP move? I think at this point you just throw 2 Sky Attacks and just be done with it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
No,
go for that Nightshade. Okay, so if you're playing at home, Sky Attack is still the better move, even if Nightshade is super effective. For Nightshade to do more damage, it needs 2 levels of super effectiveness difference. So maybe Nightshade being super effective and Sky Attack being resisted, say on a Bronzong. But in that case, do not throw Nightshade.
Yeah.
So there's Epic Cactus winning battle number 2, and he is up 2-0 against the number 3,127 in the world in Glistening Viper.
Yeah, wow, really impressive. I mean, one, nailing the lead and having the coverage there. Very nice.
That time he didn't nail the lead. It was Viper gave up switch advantage, going for that Ferrothorn, bringing that in prematurely.
Yeah, maybe hoping that there was no Vigoroth in that team. His Ferrothorn might be able to go a bit more rampant, but Cactus bringing that Vigoroth there. And yes, I've just had a quick look up. Sky Attack is 1.02 DPE versus Nightshade's 0.83 DPE.
Yeah, there you go.
So even damage-wise, they do exactly the same amount of damage, but obviously Nightshade costs a lot more energy.
Yeah, and that's when it's
Extra
both
5,
neutral.
10 energy. No, that's against AWAC.
Ah, cool. All right, so Cactus is up 2-0, looking to seal this one and get his second win in the ring. We may or may not know the story of Epic Cactus last time he came in, where he got 2 sweeps in a row, earned 2 replays, and then got swept himself without using any of those replays. So left with 2 replays in hand. Let's see what happens here, if this is going to follow kind of the same trajectory or a similar storyline.
Cactus only knows the broom.
Let's go. Battle number 3 is... Wow, this is not as good as those first 2 leads for Cactus. Very hard switch. And now we have an Azu versus the Berserker. Now that is an interesting counter switch. What do you think was going through Cactus's head there?
Maybe everything else he has loses to, so he probably has Noctowl and Vigoroth. So this is actually his best matchup against Azu.
Oof. Okay, so this Ice Beam is going to come through. Shielded though, interesting move. He's going to build up to the Iron Head and try and fire that, building up a little bit more energy first. So that must mean Cactus is hoping to come out of this battle alive, so he can use that Berserker elsewhere in the battle. I think that's a bit misplaced. I think this Hydro Pump is going to come through. Cactus surely isn't going to spend his second shield. Surely.
If he does, oh no. God.
All right, so...
Wow, what do you bring in here, though?
Oh, that's... Okay, so you'd think the Vigoroth.
Body Slam spam.
Yeah, and, with Marowak in the back, you don't want to be in a situation where that Vigoroth is forced to go in against the Marowak, because that's just such a hard counter situation.
Yeah, really good counting there from Epic Cactus too, knowing that exactly the counts before this Azu will get to this Ice Beam, letting it go through unshielded, confident that it can take a couple of hits, a couple of bubbles, and wants that shield in the back for whatever else is there.
Yeah, and he knows that Vigoroth is going to be, having such a hard time against that Marowak that he's not particularly interested in keeping the Vigoroth with HP. He's just happy to save the shield for his other Pokemon in the hope that that's a much better matchup, which it is. You can see GlisteningViper has given up switch advantage again, and now Cactus has that Noctowl, which is just going to be able to farm. That thing's going to have more energy than a power station, and Marowak's not going to be able to do much about it.
Yeah, those fast attacks aren't really doing too much on the Noctowl side, and Vice Spin's actually, being fairly neutral. It doing a bit of damage to this Noctowl here. So, but here we go. There we go. So he's happy to fire off that now. That Sky Tech. Oh wow, no bubble. Oh wait, couple of bubbles. Just a little bit.
Just a couple bubbles.
Just a little bit. And there is enough to take it out still. And what do you bring in here? Do you try and sack swap with your Azu at the right time, or do you bring Ferrothorn?
Let's find out. I'm very intrigued. The Ferrothorn does have Thunder, but Epic Cactus does have the shield in hand.
Yeah, I mean, those Bullet Seeds do get to energy so fast as well. Wow, Sky Attack did that much damage in neutral Sky Attack. Oh, and goes for the sack swap, forcing the energy. So it actually wasn't a true sack swap. It was actually trying to force that Ferrothorn to use its energy, and uses the shield. This is going a totally different direction than what I thought. And there in comes the...
Oh no! Epic Cactus was not able to use any of his energy, and that Azu is gonna come through and finish off that Vigoroth.
Wow. And are we gonna get a farm down here though for this 2 Sky Attacks?
I think the Ferrothorn survives the Sky Attack. And I don't think it's going to be able to get to the second one. Oh no, wait, that Ferrothorn is on low health. That was lower than I thought. Sorry, Trotter.
Oh, those counters put in work.
Absolutely. So the Noctowl finishes the job. Wow. Oh. Epic Cactus winning the third.
And one thing I've noticed with these new switch buttons is switches are coming in thick and fast. There's much more dynamic interplay. I don't know if it happened to you during that Flying Cup we did last night, but it was thick and fast, some switches, and I really enjoyed the interplay that it actually caused.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you don't accidentally hit that switch button, which I've heard happen to a lot of people. Glistening Viper though, I think he's been doing those on purpose, which I think is costing him. If Viper, if you're watching this, let us know in the comments whether those were accidental taps or whether you deliberately gave up your switch advantage, because I think it is costing him, Trotter.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that fact, because there was a reasonably positive matchup that he switched out of.
Right.
It was in game 2, so yeah, intriguing. Now, we're in replay territory, aren't we? We're getting closer. He's got the broom out of the cupboard. He hasn't actually started doing anything with it there, but it's there. He's looking at it, right?
He's just sitting there looking at the broom going, I'm going to be using you later. Let's see if he gets that sweep. Battle number 4. It is Whimsicott versus Galvantula. Whimsicott does win this one. It resists the Volt Switch and the Discharge, and it's neutral to the Lunge. So we come straight out with the Stun Fist, and now Azu can counter. So this is really good for Viper at the moment, because now that Stunfisk is not going to be able to match up against the Galvantula.
Against Whimsicott, rather.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
But if this Hydro Pump goes shielded, I mean, this G-Fist can actually win this matchup. And does. Look how much energy it's got. It's already had another Earthquake. This is crazy.
So it's gone for the Rock Slide. Are we going to get the shield from Viper? Or is Viper just going to let this one go? Lets it go, and the Rock Slide comes in. Wow, do you think he knew that was a Rock Slide, or was he just happy to let that Azu go down?
I don't know, but it's a CMP tie. I'm not sure, but I'm seeing Epic Cactus shielding this Hydro Pump as well, because it is definitely got another Rock Slide.
This is an Ice Beam, though.
Oh, he's gone to bait. Nice option. Very nice option. Gets the shield.
So Cactus is already at another Rock Slide, though, so that Rock Slide will absolutely KO, and does get there just before Viper gets that Ice Beam off. So excellent counting there from Cactus. Absolutely knew when that when that Ice Beam was about to come up. So we get the second shield from Viper, and look at that, Cactus just burning that energy from Viper. That energy is all going to go to waste now.
Wow, I think there was an overtap there from Viper. Guys, overtapping's obviously back. Be careful what you do. Because he was at the Ice Beam. I think he thought it must have been a CMP tie from the previous one. But anyway, this is where we are. And
another Rock Slide coming through. This is going to hurt.
This is going to hurt a lot. And we know the Galvantula's there in the back as well. That's a big hit.
So now, with energy, that Dugong's going to do a bit of work. Out comes the Whimsicott, and now out comes that Noctowl. So one Sky Attack will obviously be enough to do it, but we know that Epic Cactus loves farming his energy. Not going to do it this time, though. He's just going to go straight in with that Sky Attack, and will this KO?
I would believe this KO. Sky Attack's quite a heavy hitting move, and there it goes. Now, how much energy is going to get farmed up here on Glistening Viper's side? That's the only question.
Oh, okay. So they both threw that charge move at the same time. And unfortunately, the Noctowl wins that CMP. So this may KO. It leaves her with the barest bit of health.
1 HP and a dream.
All right. So he's got to hope that the Icy Wind is enough to take out the Galvantula in the next turn.
Oh, no, it doesn't take out the Noctowl.
So Epic Cactus wins another one.
Wow, so actually it didn't matter then. No, he would have been better off throwing that Icy Wind straight away and then farming down, right?
As in once the Noctowl was left with 1 HP?
No. So instead he tried to farm up to 2 Icy Winds. No, it's exactly the same damage unless there's some sort of weird fast move turn thing going on.
Yeah.
But wow.
Even if the Noctowl had been fainted, 1 Icy Wind I don't believe would have been enough to knock out the Galvantula with the amount of health it had left.
No, I mean Volt Switch takes like 6 months for the damage to go through on that, but it's it would have been enough.
All right, so Cactus is on the doorstep of the sweet doorstep. Yeah, there's something there. You're a dad. You come up with a dad joke.
He's taping up that broom, getting that grip tape on it to really have a good grip on that sweep, right? Doesn't want to lose it.
I think he's getting out a full dustbuster. I think he's just. I think he's just
The
lock and
Ryobi.
load. Yeah, that's it.
Not the electric powered one too, the petrol one. Like he's ready to go.
With the ripcord.
100%.
All right. Let's see if he can complete the suck. Battle number 5. And Viper winning that one hard. Now we've seen Viper win some matchups, some lead matchups already, and it has not helped. But this is hopefully he doesn't screw this one up. I can't see him screwing this one up. This is gonna be good. I think this is Viper's. I think this one belongs to Viper.
You've already seen how much damage Waterfall's actually doing
Yeah.
to that stun piece. But what are the charge moves on the side?
Psychic and Blizzard.
So Psychic will go resisted. Blizzard will be neutral due to the steel versus ground. And Blizzard's a huge move, so if it goes through, it's going to do a lot of damage.
So you could just go the farm down, maybe. It's probably going to get to another rock slide before you can throw that. Before you can farm it down. So yeah, throw on that charge move now, and Cactus is just letting that one go. Oh, the Psychic does not finish it off. Yep, go on.
Is it going to get there? No. Oh, it's so close. It's tantalizing.
All right. So now, what do we bring out? We got the Noctowl and the Vigoroth. You'd think the Noctowl would probably be better here. Coming out with Vigoroth. So I was thinking Noctowl would be able to do some of that work and avoid it getting mashed in against the Dugong later, or at least have it on less HP when the Dugong comes back in. But no, opting to knock it out with that Body Slam. Viper opting to keep it going for a little bit longer. Now gonna throw that Blizzard. Eventually it's gonna come out. Now, surely that's going to be shielded. Yeah, Cactus has the 2 shields. Is going to use one of them. It's not going to be too liberal with those moves.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the double Psychic there. Oh, and Azu coming out. Azu's strong against both Vigoroth and this Noctowl. So,
here's that first shield. Yeah, so the Noctowl's got to get 3 Sky Attacks, and the Azu's got to land 2 Ice Beams. So this is definitely looking like it's in Azu's favor. That Noctowl's building up a bunch more energy, almost at 2 Sky Attacks. Here comes the first one.
Yeah, now Ice Beam is actually a lot more DPE than, say, your Icy Wind that the Dugong has, but not being stabbed means they probably equate to a very similar amount of damage. And Sky Attack coming in before the Ice Beam.
Are those switch clocks up? No, the switch clock is a long way from being up, so this Ice Beam is going to come through. Now, I think Noctowl might be able to tank this one. Yeah.
Noctowl can definitely tank one.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, because we've only seen one so far. So, yeah, that Noctowl's going to be able to get there first. And now we get the switch out. And a counter switch to the Vigoroth, which is going to be able to counter down that Alomomola. Now, we've got the Dugong, which is on pretty much full health, and the Azu, which is on basically 0. Bringing out the Dugong, and it's going to be hit immediately by Body Slam Trotter.
He's going to get 2 and a couple of counters in before anything else comes off. This is a rough spot for Dugong to be in, to be honest. We know that Noctowl has a Sky Attack ready, which is we're pretty much in Sky Attack KO range. Icy Wind probably isn't going to KO. Actually, no, from this point, surely
I think it will. I'm
betting
it will.
It's got stabbed. It's got a KO. Can our little friend here get to us? Oh, throw it. You got to throw it. All
right, he's got another Sky Attack there, so...
He's 1 short.
You reckon? Was he 1 short?
Yeah, he's one wing attack short, and Bubble
He might still get it off. Oh, because the wing attack is a 2-turn charge move, fast move, sorry. And Bubble takes 3 turns. So I was thinking maybe he could get that wing attack off, and then in the 3rd turn of the Bubble throw that Sky Attack.
Yeah, that's super effective damage from Ice Shard, probably just proving too much in terms of the damage output from that Dugong against Noctowl there. So, Glistening Viper telling Epic Cactus to put that broom back in its rack, save it for somebody else. because you're not sweeping me today, brother. First time Epic Cactus has been on the ring and not swept someone or been swept.
Yeah, this is a first for Epic Cactus. Epic Cactus obviously really getting some good results on his appearances on the ring. This was his 4th episode overall, and his results are 5-0, 5-0, 3-2, and 4-1. So very good record.
Very good indeed. But you forgot the 0-5.
I did, didn't I?
He
I
did have
totally
a
did.
0-5.
Okay, so that
But,
completely unbalances his win-loss ratio there.
It does a little bit, but I mean, no one beats Sizzle Me This. So I mean, I wonder if Epic Cactus goes on like a rampage here and has like another 5 weeks of wins, could that be enough to bring out Sizzle Me This from retirement?
And
Tune in next week to find out.
You're gonna see us over here in our corner just being like wrestling commentators, like, oh, Sizzle comes in, da 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 da.
Yeah, the John Cena music
Yeah.
playing. For sure.
Can you smell what Sizzle's cooking?
Oh, loving it. Takes me back.
I'm aware that that's not John Cena's quote, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I knew where you're going. I just couldn't remember Undertaker's line, so I just let it go.
That was The Rock. Anyway, if you want to join in on the ring, if you want to battle the champion, take part in this amazing thing we got going, and if you're from Australia or New Zealand, then all you got to do is join the Arena Australis Discord server. We've got a link in the description of the video, along with the link to the Discord server for the Specialist Cup, if you want to take part in that. Once you're in the Arena Australis Discord, head to the Join a Lobby channel and click on the React for the Ring. That's where we put out all the calls for challenges each week. We'll see you next week.
Take it easy, guys.